It's the last wrap dress, and this one's gonna be really exciting. Backstory. My mom had a photo shoot, and we took the dress, or the skirt that I made her for the photo shoot to wear, and we had said that, oh yeah, I made this, but then the topic came up of other stuff that I made, so I showed her some of my wrap dresses. And she doesn't have a very wide array of clothes in her wardrobe for plus size women. She asked me, hey, could you please make a wrap dress for a plus size? And I was like, yes, I would love that. Let's make women feel awesome in their bodies. I'm so here for that. And then I scoured the internet for anything above a 1X. And nothing. Not a damn thing to be found. Until finally, I found Socialite Patterns. And this is gorgeous. They do so much stuff, and it's all like 4X to 7X. They have 7X, you guys. Oh my goodness. The size inclusiveness. We're here for it. And I didn't realize, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize how awful it is to find patterns if you are bigger. That's not okay. And I hope that this maybe inspires you to go check out some of their patterns and make something. So we're doing the teal again, because this is the fabric and the color that she fell in love with. Like, she just loved the drape and the color. If I can make it all fit in what I have left, we will be golden. I don't know. And I really liked it because this wrap dress is unlike any of the others I've made. It's so different, and I definitely needed that. I got sick of doing the same wrap dresses over and over again, but those are the patterns you can find. So this was a breath of fresh air. So yeah, we did 4 online patterns and 2 paper patterns. It happens. We are ignoring it. We are not looking that in the mouth, and we are moving on, because size inclusivity matters. And I'm so excited. It's gonna be really cool, you guys. If I can fit all of these patterns onto this fabric, woof, it'll be amazing. Because right now, I'm not sure. I wanted the skirt longer in the back, so I did add a little bit to the back. This is the center back. It's not on a fold. It can't be on a fold. We're gonna have to do this open-faced, which is here we are. Okay. I don't know how we're gonna do this, and I don't know how it's gonna go. Because we've also got 2 sleeves. These I can do on scrap. That's not gonna be a problem. It's the big pieces that are my problem. So what we're gonna do is I won't be able to use my my big mat. I'm gonna have to do it all hand cut, which is also not fun. So let's get it laid out, and we'll see what we're looking at. I'm not ready to forget now. I have all of the pieces cut out, and the center gather. No, that's not it. The center, waist casing. I have that marked on the waist of all the pieces. We'll get there together. And now they're having us hem the center pieces. So I'm just going to do a rolled hem down the bottom of both, and then we will move on. I've got the bodice seam hemmed now on what's going to go here. I was rolling the hem. I was doing it, and then realized that the back, the bobbin was leaving loops. So I had to seam rip almost the whole hem, and it took forever. But this wouldn't be a project with me if I didn't have to seam rip. So here we go. Next is that we are going to take the shoulders, and we are going to do a gathering seam. Where's my instructions? We are going to put a gathering seam on the front panels and then gather it to the back. Okay, the gathering is done. Next is the backs. We're gonna put the backs together. Heck yes, and then I can test the length. I am very excited. Hopefully it's long enough, because if it's not, oh well, that's as long as it's gonna be. Okay, come on. If you hear a lot of noise outside, they're just weed whacking the complex. Are you watching? Yeah, you watching me, supervisor? Oh, sweet boy. Oh, that's so grouchy. You know, grouchy day. Oh, big yawn. Big sleepy boy. I almost sewed the arms whole sleeves sides together, not the back. Could you imagine? Next, we're gonna take the facing and we're gonna zigzag the edges to keep it from fraying, and then we're gonna sew this to the back piece. Yes. I have it all zigzagged and sewn on, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna understitch. We're gonna stitch the seam allowance to the facing part. So that's what we're gonna do now. This is so much different than any of the other wrap dresses I tried in this wrap dress series, and I'm really glad for it. Because it felt like it was a bit of the same stuff over and over again, nothing really new. So it's a little refreshing to have this, and I'm really excited for it. And there we go. The understitching is done. So now I'll just fold all nicely into this back seam. What's next? So far, this is really simple and really straightforward, and their instructions are great. Like, if you're a beginner and you want a wrap dress, and a wrap dress that is size inclusive, I will apologize again. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, oh, there's a lot of numbers. That must be size inclusive. That's not what that means. Flip the facing onto the side of bodice, press down. Pin facing down, and stitch it down. They want you to sew here down, but because the satin is a little unforgiving and it's so like sheer and light, I know that that's gonna create a bit of a seam for sure. So I'm not gonna do that because I'm not too worried about the back. So the next thing we need to do is put the bodices together and sew shoulders together. Pin along the sides and shoulders. They really go through every single step. Like, there's no missing. Like, exactly what to pin is a step, and then sewing that pin is a different step. It's really beginner friendly. Stitch or serge side seams and shoulders. Awesome. Okay, cool. We're gonna do the shoulders first because that's what I have pinned, and I'm actually going to stitch them and then trim the allowance and then zigzag the edges. I have all the seams done in the sides and everything, so it is, the base of the dress is completed. Now it's all the fancy stuff. You could leave it here and hem the bottom and hem the arms and have it be fine, but I do want sleeves, and I did cut sleeves. I did have to shorten the width of the sleeves. They kind of went like this, like the other blue wrap dress, and I had to make them more like this, like the green one was, just to fit it on the material, because like I said, I was pulling at scraps. So I'm gonna do the sleeves. They do have a cuff option, and they've got two different cuff options, which is really cool. They have a stretch cuff if you have a stretchy fabric, and they have a woven cuff if you have a woven fabric. And I think that is awesome. I think that's great. So that's an option. However, I really liked how the cuff of the green one fit when it was just the folded sewed over elastic. So that's what I'm going to do, especially because this dress is being made to fit so many bodies. It's going to be just way easier if I use an elastic. So I'm going to start with the sleeves. So I'm going to sew them together and then pin them, sew the edge of the sleeve together and then pin it into the armhole and then sew into the armhole. And I think that will be all I can do until I have a body in the dress. A living one, preferably. I have the sleeves all sewn and ironed. Now I'm just going to trim them because for some reason they didn't line up properly, and I think that was a grain issue versus something else issue. So I'm just going to trim them and then zigzag the edges and fold, sew a line, and then fold again so that the threads from because this is going to be for a wardrobe, I'm not too worried about the seams, so I am just gonna roll the hem and sew it and then do a casing over that because I'm not worried about like the inside coming loose. So I'm not going to do a zigzag. I'm just going to do hem and then casing. I got my blood taken yesterday, and I always feel really gross for a few days following taking my blood. I don't know why. It is what it is. But I got stuff that needs to get done. So let's make this tie. I'm going to sew all these ends together. I did not cut them on the fold the way I was supposed to. That was because I didn't have enough fabric. So I cut 4. And now we're just going to sew them all together and make a tie. I took the dress to her and she liked it. So that's awesome. And now there's a very wide size range dress that she can fit for plus models, that's the goal. The goal is to make people feel beautiful. So I lost some footage of me finishing it. I do have a video and some photos that I'm going to put here of it on my mom before we took it. And then we're just going to cut into the wrap up. This project was so eye-opening to me. I know I said it in the video, but I thought that because a pattern had a lot of numbers, that it was size inclusive, and that is just not the case. Which is really unfortunate. I know that clothing in general has often catered to smaller people. I thought maybe it would be better in the sewing world. I was wrong. There are a few companies that do plus size patterns. Ellie and Mac, Patterns for Pirates, Sonia Estep. I'm missing one. There's one in there. I'm going to link all those pattern companies down below so you can go check them out if you are plus size, and they have great patterns for everybody. A wide range of sizes, which is awesome. Also, sometimes you really look out with paper patterns. I'd say check out Simplicity and like their stock. They've got a bustier pattern that goes up to 5X, so that's better. For the wrap up, my favorite dress that I made is the green polka dot one. Close second would be that red wrap dress that I made in the beginning. I actually ended up taking off the skirt and just having the top. And it's really, really cute too. That was probably my favorite pattern as well, was the green polka dot, just because it was so easy to put together. The worst pattern still remains that flouncy little paper pattern wrap dress that ended up being a top. That was the worst. I have nightmares about that dress. I really like the blue one. I wish that I hadn't had to modify it so much. So that's kind of middle ground. This last wrap dress that I made was really easy too and was so cute. I ended up rounding out the edges of the hem so it wasn't a square bottom. It was just curved a little bit, which was easy enough to do. I also slimmed down the sleeves, and I did a bunch of modifications, and that was very easy to do. And how Socialite Patterns has their patterns is they sort of have it like a choose your own ending pattern, where you can pick this top and this sleeve and this bottom and put it all together and it's all going to fit together, which is like Frankensteining patterns. That's great. That's what I live for.
That's what I live for.
So that's always a fun thing. So yeah, all of the patterns for size inclusive except for that last one, I'm going to give it 2. It's unacceptable. But I also understand that from the point of a small company, it's got to be very difficult to grade, like to size patterns. So I understand that side of it. It is just still very unfortunate. So be sure to check out the pattern companies I listed down below. They have some awesome patterns and awesome plus size patterns. So check them out. And yes, I don't know that I will ever do another series like this in a row-esque, because it was, I got real bored of wrap dresses by the end. I'm like, don't ever make me make another wrap dress again. I don't want to. I hope you enjoyed the series, and if there's anything else you want to see me make or try to make or struggle to make, or there's another series that you'd like me to do, let me know. Baby series, 3 videos tops. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. So love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
I keep on falling.